Countries around the world are pledging a net zero environment. As strategies are laid out, a key vertical to achieve this is waste, since it is one of the pillars of the net zero description. So, waste is more and more becoming a focus for legislators who are looking for waste optimizations in smart solutions.
Iceland has set a goal to be CO2 neutral by the 2040. So every investment that the government wants to move on is to moving to that goal. Reykjavík City actually has even more goal. They want to be carbon neutral by 2030. The smart city and wireless monitoring is a really key process to do so.
In the EU, for example, the European Commission has put forward a proposal that would require all member states to implement deposit and return systems by 2029. Only countries that can prove that 90% of plastic single-use bottles are recycled will be exempt from this new law. There are also pay-as-you-throw systems, which, as we already saw in a previous video, impose a fee on residents depending on how much household non-recycled waste they throw out. We've also seen the well-known waste collection optimization use case using ultrasonic, radar, or laser sensors to measure the level of waste of a container. But while such solutions have historically focused on large voluntary waste drop-offs, we start to see more and more sensor implementation in smaller public litter bins, which is exactly what happened in Reykjavik.
People used to just go and empty bins by routine. These days they would go and take this route, next day they'd go and take the other. So they would walk into every single bin in the city, whether they're full or not. Most of the time they're half empty, and some other bins are always full. And I thought it was a waste of resources.
To improve operations, for almost a year, the Icelandic capital has been testing out 250 field-level sensors in an area covering university, downtown, and outdoor areas. They are using ultrasonic sensors by Sensoneo. The sensor is installed on the top of the bin, and 4 times a day, or however often the city chooses, it collects data on how full the bin is and sends it to a platform. The platform displays the bins, creates a fullness average, and can even find the best routes to collect them, although Reykjavik isn't testing that yet.
We're hoping to maybe put one team, especially in this specific area, that's only supposed to manage the bins, and they will only go every day and do the bins that are red. Right now, it's several teams, and whoever is closest and they see it's a red one, they go and just take it out. So maybe we are going to implement the routes management that's inside Sensoneo.
They also want to expand the project to other areas of the city, as they have between 2,000 and 3,000 public bins in total in Reykjavik. What makes this project different from other field-level sensor initiatives, though, is that some 200 of these sensors are in small 40-liter bins.
Well, most of the bins are small bins that are hanged up on light poles, little green ones that we thought wouldn't work. The sensors are not supposed to work for that, but they actually work very well there. These little small bins, and it's the bottom that falls out. There's no bags in them or anything.
The detail of the bag is important, as one of the problems with ultrasonic sensors is bags. When there's wind and the bag isn't very full, it can fold inside, giving a false positive of full bin. The capital has encountered some problems with that in the 110-litre bins they're monitoring. The goal of the project was to test the solution to see if they could save resources, but also correct a city planning mistake.
There was an era here about 10 years ago where the politicians and everybody that thought that, okay, we have to do better in our waste management, and the solution was supposed to put bins all over the place. We got bins every 10 or 20 meters almost here in Reykjavik. You can, wherever you stand, you'll see several bins. And then the time goes by, and then you find out, okay, this was maybe not the correct answer. It's more maybe putting the bins on the right spot.
This type of initiative not only saves time, but can also help city managers on their path to a net zero municipality, as a more efficient collection method helps reduce emissions. For connectivity, the capital went with cellular. It already had a contract with a company so SIM cards were the best option.
There are private companies that have some LoRaWAN antennas here in Reykjavík, but that's technology that has been used much here in Iceland. We don't have the experience of that. The SIM cards are a well-known strategy here in Iceland and have been good, and we decided to use that at least now.
In the waste industry, the Sigfox is getting very small. LoRaWAN is still very popular in case that the client or the city or the waste collector or somebody, the factory or somebody have their own LoRa. But in the municipality business, if they don't, if they just want the solution and they don't have any idea about the networks, which is most of the cases, the NB-IoT and Cat-M, which is based on LTE. It's that those are the most popular ones.
When it comes to downtown public litter bins management, smart compactors are the most known solution to reduce the volume of waste. When asked about why not go for this solution instead of fill level sensors, Carl said they're expensive and
we think that instead of investing in a lot of those, that we might invest rather into smart solutions like fill sensors that we're always changing. Right now this street is only, we have several different types of bins that are probably going to be coming in the downtown area and some places in the parks and stuff like that. And so, we would like to just be able to take out the sensor and put it into a new bin.
at the moment, the city is doing dynamic collection, which is when the data is used to know which bin is full and go empty it, but also gathering historical data to understand the collection process and infrastructure. It is an example of how fill level sensors are growing in demand, partly because of city goals and partly because the price of the solution has drastically changed, in some cases, being half the price of what it was a few years ago. We'll keep you up to date with other smart city initiatives in the Icelandic capital because, if it's smart cities, it's on Kurrant.